What's happening, everybody? You're listening to Border. The Way Down Isn't Too Cool, the theme song for In the Crease of Tommy Z, and those boys are out of Argentina. I haven't plugged them in a really long time, but they have really good records.
Really long time, yeah.
No, I haven't really. I talk to them every start of the season. I talk to them. I talk to them like at the end and start of the season. These guys are really great. They got a lot of the great music too. They got a lot of the great music too. So let me plug that right away. I have a story about them for another time. Something I screwed up. I think you know about it. Let's talk about Jonathan Drouin. He's a big baby. He's a big baby. Apparently, the world doesn't work like Jonathan Drouin thought it did. And I'm actually still aggravated with him because I drafted him one time and didn't know that he actually was sent to his AHL team. Drouin was a high draft pick. He hasn't really lived up to potential yet.
He hasn't really
lived up to potential.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, and it's just typical. A guy, you have a guy right here that was expected to do big things, and he could do big things, and they don't go his way, and he starts acting like Peter Nedved. I am just disgusted by this guy's behavior. I know Steve Yzerman's a friggin' toolbox and a half. Sure. Somebody sends you down to the minors. You're a hockey player. You're a professional. I got somebody for you to look up to, Jonathan Drouin. His name is John Scott, and he gets sent to the minors all the time, and he's an all-star, and you're not, and probably never will be. How about that, bitch? That's the way I feel about that. I mean,
there's an interesting other side to this.
Go ahead.
He's the number 3 pick overall in the 2013 draft. He's only 20 years old, right? So he's underperforming. He's saying him and his agent has a lot more to do with this than you might expect.
They always do. No, you're probably right.
Well, no, I mean, this is the story.
Okay.
They are claiming that he was told that a trade was, like, imminent.
Okay.
Imminent. And so his logic was, well, why would I go play and muck up this trade possibility? And they told him no, and he said, well, fuck it, I'm not reporting. And now that
changes things a little.
Now his agent is coming out and actively seeking a trade in the media.
Or this is just a stunt to get him to get moved quicker.
Yes, now
rather than playing the NHL.
But before this moment, they were having internal conversations, and apparently he was told that a trade was imminent. But now Alan Walsh, Drouin's agent, is now going for the jugular. But here's the thing: who's going to want him? Now he's a problem.
Acts like this.
He's a problem.
All right, let's play devil's advocate here. Is Jonathan Drouin right for the sack? I mean, HL's a rough league. No, period. No. You go down.
There's not a conceivable in this situation. There is not one conceivable argument that I can make for making. I don't want to get hurt to muck up the trade. Bullshit.
You're pro. You're signed.
Bullshit.
You're signed. No, you're right.
Bullshit.
You're right. Well, I remember Jeremy Roenick. He wouldn't play for the U.S. World Cup team in 1996 because he didn't have a contract with the Blackhawks. That seemed perfectly reasonable to me.
Little different.
Yeah, I mean, I actually met him that year too.
That's playing on the world level. This is being butthurt because you're a 20-year-old prodigy who got told that you were Wayne Gretzky your whole fucking life. Number 3 overall in a draft.
Love it.
Gets sent down to the AHL because you can't produce at the NHL level. And now you're entitled and butthurt. That's what this is. And that's why it's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Especially when you see a guy like John Scott actually.
John Scott, fucking journeyman. A knuckle dragger who takes it with as much grace as goddamn a fucking British royal.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus. And we got to listen to this goddamn millennial bullshit?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not in a good mood.
No, this is, you know what? It's okay not to be in a good mood because this is bullshit. This is crap. Act like a pro.
It's a show of bullshit.
I was like, if I call this guy a pussy, sometimes that makes me a Neanderthal or sexist or
don't
something.
Do that,
I'm sorry. He's a pussy. He's a pussy. He was signed to a contract. Part of that contract is going back down in the minors. He's been sent down in the minors before. He also plays with great players. He plays with the Triplets. He plays with the Stamkos. So things, what, is it a little harder than you thought? Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. But he's like you said, he thought he was Wayne Gretzky.
Well, sure,
you know what? And I don't know that it wasn't.
Life.
I read Wayne Gretzky's biography. He talked about when he went to the WHA, which is eventually adopted by the NHL. It was hard there too.
Sure.
First time he got in the ice, Gordie Howe knocked his ass down.
The funny thing about this is the timing of it as well. I mean, this is like, it's ridiculous from a team aspect because they're finally starting to get their season on track.
Yes, true.
They're finally starting to play well. offensive, defensively, everything. They're playing their best hockey of the year. And obviously, this kid is just sour grapes about this whole situation because he's not part of it. It's funny.
Here's the thing.
They remove him from the equation, and the team starts playing better. And guess what happens when those things take place? You start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You're 20 years old. You're a number 3 draft pick. But what about my ability? Fuck your ability. Go get your shit straight in the AHL.
Yeah, no kidding.
Come back. You're 20 years old. Don't be a bitch because guess what? You just fucked your trade value a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
You hurt your team with this because nobody's going to want to touch you.
No.
You just made the situation more difficult.
He needs to go to Edmonton.
Go play hockey.
he needs to go to Edmonton. Fit in with all those guys. He's perfect for Edmonton.
Go to Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto or Edmonton. Edmonton's even more perfect. Another bunch of other millennials that expect it to be given to them. Eisman says, we've never said that there was a pending deal or a deal close. Here's why I believe him. Why would he just go up and deal this guy? Well, how much trade value is there available for him? I mean, he's got to realize it ain't 2013 anymore. First of all, as soon as he stepped in the ice and didn't produce, like, I don't know, Johnny Hockey from New Jersey, his value went, period. Period.
89 career NHL games, 6 goals. 89 career NHL games, 6 goals.
3 more than Scott, though. But Scott acts like a man. Scott acts like a man. Hold on, everybody. We will get to your calls. TPT is in full effect. I'll get into that in a minute. Is that Eisman also said the Lightning are acting aggressively trying to find a deal that works.
Yeah.
Why should they have to give him away and lose value for him? They're the one that drafted. They're just blowing their 3rd-round draft pick. I believe Yzerman. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I want to be traded. I think the word I want it. It's gotta happen now.
It doesn't work like that. I need to change the scenery.
Scenery.
Tommy, I don't think this is working out anymore. I need you to trade me to a fucking show that'll use my expertise better.
How would he know? He's not even a veteran. How the hell would he know if he needs a change of scenery? Guys in the league might know that. You don't know that. No. Here's what I think, Jonathan. You need to play in the team you're on and get better.
Earn your place. Earn your place.
It's ridiculous. What a jerk. Oh, my God.
Whiny fucking babies.
Oh, I'm just so sick of them. I got them all over.
I don't want to go to AHL. I was number 3 overall. I've been in the league long enough. Yeah. Shut up.
If you want to see some whiny...
6 goals, 89 games. Go learn how to play hockey at the NHL level.
That's really what it comes down to, learning to play hockey. And everybody's got to learn to play hockey in the NHL level. I've watched it with Kevin Hayes and Chris Kreider on my team. You know? I wonder if that bugs people out when I wear an Avalanche jersey and I say my team's the Rangers. I don't know. I think I got to be old things still. I love jerseys, though. If I could have a million of them, I would.
One for every day.
I think that's it. All right. I didn't start off with Kane. Then we'll take your calls. All right. I didn't start off with Kane for a reason. I'm almost tired of doing this shit. All right. I'm almost getting to that point. I know some other people are too. Got to cover it. Let me tell you what happened. About an hour ago, only an hour ago, from a tweet from somebody named Sarah Connors, said that I guess they censored a post on Tumblr, and that post contains, the long and the short of it, a brutal rape on a woman, an alleged victim by Patrick Kane. And and it's fucking brutal.
It's pretty disgusting.
Man, I may put it in the description box after the show, but it is something. All right. There's a couple problems with this thing.
Many problems.
There's many problems with this thing. Now I'm going to start off this by this. This doesn't mean he didn't do it.
No.
But I'll tell you right now, doesn't mean you have to believe it. And you can consider the source. And some of the things that were said in there just don't make any sense.
Does not compute.
All right, let's go to the first thing. This is the actual thing. To sum up the story basically says that Patrick Kane invited a girl to a hotel and raped her. His hotel. There's a little bit of a problem.
Not in the hotel.
Not in the hotel. At a bar.
He raped her in a bar bathroom.
In a bar bathroom. Okay.
He went to the female bathroom in a bar and raped her.
Okay.
That's what she's accusing him of.
There's a couple of things. He also asked her at one point to go back to his hotel. There's a little bit of a problem with that. All right? And this doesn't mean that Kane didn't do it. Here's an article from November 30th, posted at 2:39 a.m. from the Chicago Tribune. This is the first line. Los Angeles. Before they even boarded the plane to return for the 6-game road trip. The Blackhawks were flying high. So this thing was written at 2:39 on the 30th. The game was on the 29th. It was against the Los Angeles Kings. All right. Now I got something from I don't know if this is I'm not trying to throw my boy under the bus here from Rats on the Ice. Supposedly I got a copy right here of the time that the plane left. Okay, here it is. All right. Actually, this is a friend of mine from Ireland also sent me this. The plane left at 11:26 p.m. and got into Chicago at 4:49 a.m. All right. I haven't seen anything that Patrick Kane has been on this plane, but more than likely it's going to be released by somebody pretty soon, whether he was or he wasn't. The only other thing that's concerning, I suppose, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It certainly doesn't mean he raped her or anything happened. The game, I'll show it to you right here on the Kings. Where are the Kings here? All right, I overshot it a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Saturday, November 29th, 2014. The Blackhawks versus the Kings. The next game is on December 3rd. So they got a pretty good layover. They got a 3-day layover. Is it possible the Kane got a hotel and stayed in L.A. for a couple days?
Sure.
Well, certainly had the time to do it. Is it reasonable? Well, we don't know what Coach Q's rules are. From what I know about hockey players, it's a no-go. They're not going to let you stay in. It doesn't really matter who you are or what you are. Now, there are cases where stars like Patrick Kane do get special privileges and stuff of that nature. Sure. This is very unlikely. Another thing I noticed in the rape accusation, they also said that several didn't name them, other Blackhawks were at the bar.
Yes.
Well, would it half the team go and half the team stay? I can't imagine Coach Q allowing that. Now, there is a 3-day layover.
I can't either.
I mean, the way I would see it, the way the Coach Q would probably say, get in the damn plane, get home, go to bed at 4 a.m., and the next day you got off, more than likely, and you got practice the next day. When do you got time to do this?
It's a weird one because you got to figure this. LA's a party town. LA's a party town, and Patrick Kane has a history of having problems with partying.
Yeah.
So having him letting him stay for a couple days in LA makes no sense to me in the middle of a season. Yeah. There's a lot of liability there. And Coach Q doesn't seem to be the type of coach to do things like that. We're talking about the second most winning coach in the history of the NHL. This guy, you don't do that by making decisions like this. Second, there's so much ambiguity in this goddamn article because of that. Mm-hmm. A lot of it is very easy to trace. Now, another part of it is, yes, this was a report that was posted anonymously, but not originally. There's a name attached to this, and the author who reposted this just scratched out the name. So that means somebody knows who this is. This is going to get brought to light, and I hope this person gets brought up on charges if it's bullshit.
Well, I hope they got to start. They start putting.
None of it's provable.
Another thing is, this isn't proof or misproof or anything else. It seems like the Tony Mac attack crew is a part of this. If I had to guess, and this is just a guess, it's a political stunt gone wrong. They didn't get the blood they wanted because they don't have. They have zero evidence. Zero evidence this rape took place in August, and they want blood. Blood. What I find interesting, and I have yet to make a video about it, is when you saw hashtag Not My NHL promoted by Puck Daddy, a lot like the John Scott thing was, shows you the power Greg Wyshynski has. We've seen none of this for Evander Kane. And good, because he deserves to be treated like innocent through before proven guilty. And I'll tell you something else. I've seen pictures of Evander Kane on his Twitter feed with girls. On his Twitter feed, events.
You mean he likes women?
No.
Wasn't that sex with women, Tommy?
Wasn't that type of thing? Because I'm sure the Buffalo Sabres be very conscious of that. He was actually attending some charity events to help teenage girls and stuff, and he's got his arm around teenage girls and he's taking pictures. I'm pretty sure if the Sabres believed that he had something to do with that, he ain't taking that picture. He ain't. Remember, Patrick just disappeared for a month. It's basically until the training camp. There is no hashtag Not My NHL for it's a completely different standard set. And
this
good.
article also referenced both Evander Kane and Ribeiro. At the end of this article, this person is basically calling for more of these accusations to come out, whether they're true or not, because this is, like you've always said, this is about guilt before innocence and the accusation being the evidence. That's what this is about. And I can't say it with certainty, obviously, because look, Could he be a scumbag? According to this guy, if this report's true, not only is Patrick Kane disgusting, he's fucking dangerous to the population.
This is what made it in here.
Because this was animalistic.
And this is a series of posts. People like Patrick Kane, Advocare, Mike Ribeiro have the money and power to get away with these things. The only thing that a lot of survivors have in the community built whoever they can find to support them. Now, I'm not even sure the person who's making the rape accusation actually wrote this, but you can see an agenda here. You can clearly see an agenda developing. This is, and let me repeat this. This is an anonymous report on Tumblr, famous for radical feminism. Apparently, Tony Mecca is attached to this. So, I mean, you take what we need to find who's on that register. And I got to be honest with you. I think, you know why? Because we got to find out if this guy's a maniac.
Yes.
We got to find out. But you know what? I doubt it. I don't believe it.
For the protection of other goddamn people, not just for the protection of fucking victims, future victims, but how about just for the protection of the population? This guy, I mean, if this could be anywhere attributed to be real,
these people are hurting alleged rape victims so much they can't do it. 646. What do you think of the Patrick Kane case, bud?
Well, first of all, what's going on, guys? It's Kakarabi again.
What you got? We were doing a hockey show. What's on your mind?
No, I'm listening about that Patrick Kane thing, man. I actually think Patrick Kane did do it and all that, man. But politics of hockey and all that. And since he's a very powerful player in hockey, I think he's gonna get away with all that shit, man.
Why do you think he did it, Kaka?
Why do you think he did it, Kaka?
We heard a lot of things like this before. Roethlisberger raping people and let's say
a football
like,
wait. A football player did it, so that means Patrick Kane did it? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, I think he did it.
No, you did.
I'm pretty sure he did it, man.
Oh yeah. All right.
I'd love to know your evidence, man. Awesome. I want to know your sources.
Do you have anything else to talk about? Because I got to take some calls.
Let me see. Well, because there's a hockey show, I'll talk about everything. But there's a hockey show. I strongly believe that the best team in hockey right now are the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Hottest team in hockey. Well, right now you could make that argument. They're definitely getting better.
No, you can't, because fucking Chicago's won twice as many games in a row.
Oh, here we go. The fan.
You're a Chicago fan, Dave. You're a Chicago
12 in
fan.
a row.
That's what
Has
you're
nothing
saying.
to being a fan. 12 in a row. That's historic.
All right.
No, it's not.
All right, Robbie. Thanks for the call, bud. I'm going to try to see if I can take
man,
some-
you already know what.
You're the best, dude. Take care, man. Well, Robbie says
12 in a row is not historic.
He did it.
It's a franchise record.
He did it.
This doesn't happen in the NHL.
No.
This is ridiculous. Kaka,
All right.
what's the matter with you?
Matt Dunphy's on the other line. I'm
Let
going
me
to...
mute it one second. All
Yeah,
right, we're good.
do I hear myself in the background, Matt Dunphy? I better not.
No, you're good now. You're good.
Okay,
You're
all right.
good.
Let me explain this because we have some new rules, some new calling rules here. Okay, it's called TPT, topic, personal topic. This is the way it's going to work, sort of like it worked with the other call. I'm going to ask you something about the topic, make a statement, talk. You are to make a statement. When you make that statement, I'm going to say what's on your mind, and then you can tell me what's on your mind. So nothing really changed, but it keeps the flow. So Matt Dunphy, being a Chicago man, a bit of a bar guy yourself, what do you think of this whole Patrick Kane situation?
This is a mess.
Oh, absolutely.
What Patrick Kane, just everything right now going on. He's just being. I think he's falsely accused. To be honest with you, I work in a lot of bars, been to a lot of clubs, and all I got to say is that there's security everywhere. And I can tell you that LA is crazier than Chicago. I've known people who work in LA, who still work in LA, and I can tell you this: that there's security everywhere, and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what your name is or what you look like.
You don't think you don't think he could walk into a girl's being Patrick Kane? You don't think he
walk into the fucking girl's bathroom.
Really?
Doesn't matter who you are.
Really? I don't know. I haven't been clubbing in so long. I'm like an old man bar guy. So I mean, I like waitresses and fucking shit, So I can never pull a girl out of a club. It was never my bag.
Tommy likes the person who's obligated to come back to him to serve him drinks. That's his target.
Yeah.
She's got to fucking come back.
I like getting a cup of coffee or beer. I like talking to waitress or a barmaid. I like talking her home. That's it. I went home with the waitress. Just like I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? Yeah! Oh, God. I totally miss him.
This is just a mess.
Yeah, I think it's a mess. I think it'll actually... Here's the thing, Matt. I know you're a big Chicago... oh, God. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
In a second. I know you're a big Chicago guy.
Yeah.
And we heard you about Patrick Kane. You met the Golden Jet recently, and I got to tell you, I was jealous. Can you tell me a little bit how that went with Bobby Hull?
All right, so one of my really good friends is a manager at like 4 different bars and clubs in Chicago, and that's how I get to do what I do.
Nice.
So I'm hanging out at my buddy's house one night, and it's a Tuesday night, and he texts me. He usually fucks around with me a lot. Like one night he said Chris Bryant was at his club, and it wasn't true. But that one night he said Bobby Hull is at my bar. Come down and like make it here in like 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't believe you. He's like,
really?
He's like, come and you'll see what I mean. I said, all right, deal.
Is he still is he still like a god in Chicago?
Like kind of.
He's not like Michael Jordan, I guess, but I mean, he's still pretty much.
He's still very well. I guarantee he doesn't pay for drinks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He does. To an extent.
Oh, okay. I get you. Yeah, you got to pick up at least half the tab, Bobby.
Yeah, like his drinks. Like I can tell you this now. His margaritas, we charged him for 1 shot, but he had like 3 shots in his margaritas.
Oh, okay.
And the guy's an alcoholic now. It's kind of sad.
You can't say that. You can't say. You heard he was an alcoholic, Dumpy. Say that.
I heard.
Allegedly.
Okay, he's alleged. You can't say that. We're public, buddy.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm an alcoholic too. I don't remember the last time I didn't have an alcoholic drink, but
yeah, right.
I'm also 21 years old. So
I love him or his father, her, his son. I would love to get on the air. Was he nice to you? I saw the picture you guys.
Yeah. So my buddy goes up to him. My buddy was taking care of him the whole night. So this night it was called amateur hour, which is when you have like people who've never bartend before because it's a Tuesday.
Gotcha.
And my buddy's like, I got to take care of him because I'm the manager and I got to make sure he comes back.
Sure.
So he goes up to, so I'm wearing my Hawks hat that night, ironically.
Nice.
And yeah, perfect timing too. And he's like, my buddy's a really big Hawks fan. He'd love to meet you. Bobby looks over. He just says, come on over, kid.
Get out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm just smiling the whole time, because this is so cool. Like,
does he still live in Chicago?
Yeah, his daughter actually, because I actually go to DePaul University, which is up north.
Okay.
It's a little bit.
So he still lives in the area,
like a mile and a half south.
Because he is Canadian. He's I mean, Brett is half and half. He's American and Canadian, and there's some controversy about that because he ended up playing for Team USA. I used to get so mad at the Canadians when they'd boo him on the ice. It make me so mad. But no, that's a really good story. Well, cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me wear the championship ring, the 2015 one. That thing is huge.
Yeah, you wear that. Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. He seems like he's happy.
Yeah. I mean, he had a lot to drink. I don't know anyone who's upset.
Was he
crying?
crying?
He had a lot to drink
he wasn't
for
crying
free. So
he didn't say my son's a son of a bitch. He never calls me. Nothing like that.
I'm sure he's doing just fine.
The only thing he was mad about was when we had to close the bar because.
Well, those triple shot margaritas will do that. He doesn't want to leave.
Well, if you think about it, Dave, it's okay to feed this guy. Oh, why is he getting away with it? I'll tell you why. Because by him sitting in the bar, he's selling more drinks. And he's doing it for free. So give him a couple extra drinks. That's just business.
Him being in that bar kept everybody else in that bar an hour longer. I guarantee it.
Matt.
Well, at one point, it was me. Because it was me and Bobby Hall and his table of friends. I don't know who was with him. I think
so cool.
His entourage.
Well, they weren't young hotshot guys. I mean, they were just a bunch of guys in Hawks gear. So they might have won some contest or something. I don't really know. Oh wow,
that's interesting. That's weird.
It was weird.
All right, Matt, I gotta get rolling. That's a fantastic call. I always love hearing stories like that.
I just want to say too, real quick about the Patrick Kane thing.
Sure.
He's guilty until proven innocent.
Sure.
I can tell you this.
Other way around, bud. Innocent until proven guilty, buddy.
Yeah, whatever.
Did you have a drink? You work already?
Well, I had class today, and my Thursdays are basically my Fridays at my school.
Are you Irish? Are you Irish, Matt?
I am Irish.
Yeah, Dumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those.
Worked at a bar, drunk on a Thursday. Sounds about right.
Hanging out.
It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Chicago.
Yeah, it's
so
shameless over there all day and
5
night.
o'clock somewhere. You're all right.
Exactly.
You like that
Don't let
shameless?
anyone shame you.
You're not that like that shameless family on TV, are you?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm Irish too, so
Yeah, of course.
We got to stick together.
I just got to say too, Kaner's hasn't been spotted out in Chicago like all year.
Oh, I bet.
I'm pretty closely knit in the industry here.
Okay.
People have taken care of Kane when he was a rookie, when he wasn't 21. I'm not going to mention names or places,
okay.
I'm just going to say this: he hasn't been spotted.
We got to stick together, Matt, because we're Irish.
Yeah.
You know that? Yeah. So get out. Thanks for the call, Matt Dumpy. He's a super duper guy.
Super duper
guy. And he was a little hard to get off the phone, but he's a good guy.
A little bit. Ma, I gotta go, Ma.
All right, see how TPT works. Topic. Topic. Whatever we're talking about, personal topic. It's a nice system, right, Dave?
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, you call up and we're talking about the Winnipeg Jets, and then you talk about some guy that got punched in the face in the San Diego Gulls. It's gonna be fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Gonna be fucked up. Although I don't care. So you get the topic, and then you can talk about whatever the fuck you want. I don't care if it's about hockey. If it's interesting, you got a story for me. It's like
fairly simple.
Well, it's one guy said in St. Louis, right? Or what's his name? Not Little Estido. The guy in Staten Island. I forgot his name already.
Frank.
He's like Frank Staten Island. He said, in other words, don't call and say how you doing. Yeah, I want you do the topic.
How was Raw?
How was Raw? Yeah. You do the topic, you call me, and do the topic. Then you can say how you doing. That's fine. I don't care what you talk about after that. What kind of hockey show is that?
All about protocol here, people.
Yeah.
Get with the fucking program.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to mention it. It's just going to work like that. I just hope you guys. It's for everybody. 718-395-7660. 718-395-7660, or add us a contact. Skype shop from the point. I suggest headphones. I don't want to hear myself. I hear myself. You're gone. Bottom line. You have anything more to add about Patrick Kane or anything? It's gonna.
I had something, but I can't remember now. So
it's gonna blow.
More than likely.
We got the damn. See,
it's pretty infuriating, and the timing. That's what I wanted to bring up. The timing of it it's not coincidental.
No,
look, the guy just passed his season high of all time. Season high. He's never scored more than 30 goals in a season. He's already passed that through 50 games.
Yeah.
We're talking about a guy who's running away with the MVP. He's captain of the All-Star game, which is in 9 days. Mm-hmm. This is the perfect time for these type of stories to start coming out.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think it's going to matter, because even if 50 of these stupid fucking things come out, Patrick Kane, I believe, is going to beat it all, and he's going to win the MVP, and he's going to shove it up your fucking asses.
You don't think this is going to affect him to win the MVP?
I don't.
You don't think these guys are going to fuck him
I
that?
think there's too
Every
much
fucking
of this.
article I see about Patrick Kane and his MVP, but here's who else could be the MVP. I see them all over the place.
I saw that earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them as much anymore because he's distancing himself so far ahead of everybody else. And the thing with these stories, especially one like this, there's so much of it that could be mitigated. There's so much of it that can be proven or disproven and thrown away. So I don't think that there's a big word.
Okay, Sean, turn your thing down in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta hear that.
Guy.
Yeah. I know you gotta be. I know you're a big gambler. I know you gotta keep track of all that stuff. But when you call,
how does this affect your fantasy lineup?
I know he's good at fantasy, man. You gotta give him that.
It actually does a little bit, because Patrick Kane seems to play better with all this stuff going on.
Oh yeah, you're damn right it did. How do you feel about the whole thing? How do you feel about the whole thing, Sean? What do you think about this latest accusation?
I think it's either gonna collapse under its own weight, or there's gonna be some truth come out. I mean, whoever this chick is that came out with these accusations, she had to realize that this stuff could be easily verified. Or
I don't believe that. I think this came from the feminist community, the radical feminist community. I'm not talking about people that are for equal rights and stuff. I think they're that crazy. And here's another thing. You accuse somebody of rape falsely, the odds of you getting charged are almost zero. Almost nobody gets charged. I remember that dope Adam Prototype. Why would this woman put herself in a risk like this? Are you kidding me? Nobody ever gets charged because you have to prove that somebody is deliberately lying. That means you have to get in their head. Unless
This
they
was also
wrote it
16
down.
months ago.
Unless they wrote it down. That's why that girl wasn't charged in Buffalo. They can't prove that she wasn't crazy. Whatever happened in Buffalo was this, right? Because it didn't happen. She's either mentally ill or she was gold digging. All right? Maybe both. But you have to prove that she actually made this whole thing up. It's almost impossible. You know?
Well, at least with that one, it was within days of the incident and there was a police report filed. This was 15 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
No police report filed. There's absolutely no possible way it can be proven or disproven. It's just there to further an agenda. It's the only fucking thing that you can really make a rational decision about, especially from who it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, it's written like a fucking
it's
romance novel.
And it's got all the fucking
wrong.
feminist buzzwords in it and everything else.
All of them. Yeah,
All
Yeah,
of them.
you're right about the buzzwords.
It does
When
have
you
all the
guys first-
buzzwords. It you know what? This is disgusting. I saw somebody on Twitter called it fucking fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's what it looks
what
like
it's
to
written
me.
like.
Jesus.
When you guys first read it, what were your first impressions?
Fan fiction.
Fan fiction.
Like the first sentence. Fan fiction.
Like, holy fuck, I didn't know Daniel Steele got this dirty.
And the thing is, this is the worst part, and this is why these women like Tony McAttack are evil. They have conditioned me not to believe. They've done exactly what they're trying not to do. I've actually started. I just don't believe anymore. I give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Whereas when I was younger, I probably would have went the other way. Now I don't believe it at all. You got to show me. I'm just like this. Fucking prove it. So what's on your mind other than that, Sean?
Flyers finally play the Penguins tonight.
You probably will beat them.
Finally.
You gonna bet on them? See, you guys, you can't line bet, can you? Unless do you have a bookie? Be honest.
Yeah.
What crime family does he work for?
It's the
Don't answer that question,
Maybe
Sean.
you shouldn't answer that question.
You
Look, I'll
thought
just
about
give
it
you
way
the
too
initials.
long. Don't answer that
Yeah,
question.
bookie.
yeah.
Those- Well, you still got La Cosa Nostra over there. You know, they're still
Yeah.
active. My
We're
brother.
gonna get this man whacked.
Nah, my brother was a prison guard
off.
for. My brother was a prison guard for Lambini or whatever his name is, the head of the Philadelphia crime family. You know that?
Joey Merlino.
No, Merlino's not a boss. He's down in Florida.
Oh God.
I pay attention. What? I read crime shit. You got to say it all day. I know what Joey Merlino is.
I have to hear about this all the time.
I know. And like Dave's like, I don't
David's
care.
the fucking La Costa Nostra.
You know, I called Dave. He's like, did you know about Al Capone? You know, you're City because he's Tommy. You know way more about Chicago
Single?
crime than I ever could hope.
And
I'm
the
very weak in
Poles
my Chicago.
and
I'm really good on Philly. I'm really good on New York. Yeah.
And the
Did you
Italians.
see the movie about Whitey Bulger?
No, I
See that
haven't.
yet?
I heard it was really bad. You
No,
know,
it wasn't
it's funny you
that
said
bad.
that. I heard it was awful.
Johnny Depp did a pretty good job. I mean, if
It might.
you're
I heard
into-
the
if
story is
you're-
all sorts of stupid, though. It's not even terribly accurate. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it doesn't like mesh completely well. But if you're really into, the crime families and all that sort of, bullshit, you would enjoy the movie.
Yeah. Well. All right.
Probably
Thanks.
more than Star Wars.
Tommy wants accuracy, though.
He said it was
Tommy
more-
wants accuracy.
He said it was more. He said more than Star Wars. That wouldn't be too hard. You know, It's so funny, John. I actually went to see Star Wars again afterwards, after bitching about it, because I had to take my daughter to see it, and I saw it in German. You know, isn't that terrible?
Were you able to? Do you speak German?
I
pretty
speak enough.
fluently?
I speak enough to get through. Well, I mean, I knew all the lines. Oh God, he's got BB2, R2. I
BB-8,
like.
motherfucker.
I like the BBRT-D2. I like the original.
BB-8.
I like
Get
the
it
original.
the fuck right.
I like the original. You nerd. All right, Sean. Thanks for calling. Really good call, bro.
All right, guys.
Take care. Really good calls today. See, it's working, Dave.
Yes.
It's work. You know.
We just talked about fucking La Costa Nostra. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Well, no. I mean, I said anything, didn't I?
Sure.
Said it doesn't
That
have to
didn't
be.
derail
Let's give
nothing.
some shout outs to some people in the chat. Emily Fontaine. I don't think I've seen that name before. And she seems to be fighting with everybody. Terry the Snow Queen. Bray Bobs. Whatever made 33. Matthew Contos, who's he's kind of a new guy. He's come along. Appreciated Gun Cannon. Matt Dunphy. Matt Dunphy's a great fucking guy. He sent me all the clips of what the city looked like after the big celebration. Deadly X39. Deadly X39's out there. Deception. No, he wrote, when I said before, he goes, no, not in Edmonton, please, no. Let Drouin. That tells you everything you want to know. Last year, you would love to get Jonathan Drouin. Not now.
Not now.
If Deception feels that way, you're damn right. The rest of the GMs feel that way. I don't know if that means
Yeah,
that or
we'll
not,
find
but it
out.
does. Sean, thanks for calling. And that's it. I think we can move on to some topics. If you want to call, get them in now before I hit the music. After that, we're done. Peace.
Done, son.
Peace in the Middle East with chicken grease. Carey Price out for another month as Canadian. This is killing them, but I don't think it's the only
I'm not
problem.
dropping Condon yet, it looks like.
Yeah.
Keep his ass for a little while longer.
God, poor Carey Price. You can't stay healthy.
No.
Poor Carey Price. Mark Bergevin under a little heat because he's and he actually went on and defended Michel Therrien. And he said this: "It's on me and me only." Kind of is. You know,
Accountability. I like that.
I like that. I don't know if it's bullshit. A lot of people say the buck stops here and the buck goes everywhere, but there.
Sure.
You know, but I'm not a big fan of him. I mean, geez, just look what they got them. Oh, they made the Big John. They did get an All-Star recently.
Yeah.
They got Big John Scott.
Yeah, Big John Scott.
Andrew
Who's
Ferentz.
playing, folks?
Yeah. He's playing. Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? What do you think? I've been waiting to ask you this. What do you think of Gary Bettman saying, I knew he's going to play all along?
Of course.
I wish you were here that night.
I haven't read a statement yet. Oddly enough.
But if that was the case, why didn't you put the kibosh on it with a tweet? He's playing. That's not what happened. You offered him
Tommy,
tickets to sit in the stands.
I don't. I'm being Bettman right now, by the way.
Okay.
Tommy, I don't really have that much power, Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm protecting the integrity of the league, Tommy.
Integrity League.
That's what I'm doing, Tommy.
Fucking cashing in on that type of. I don't have a problem with the violence, but you've been cashing in on violence for years. And fisticuff violence. Why are you so embarrassed about this man? He's gonna be all fucked up when he's like 50.
Right.
You know, he's making you a lot of money. I don't care if he only makes $100,000. Oh, good thing too. I didn't report this before. John Scott only has a one-way contract, so it wasn't gonna hurt his money either way, which was good news.
Oh, good. Good.
Also, oh God, you want to hear this? Guess what I found? This is my new favorite hockey site, Puck Junk.
Puckjunk.
Puckjunk.com.
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but okay.
Yeah. But I think you're gonna like this. I want to read this to you. You got a little time. You want to hang out a little more or what?
I don't care. Yeah.
Well, I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
A history of enforcers in the All-Star game. It's been kind of falsely reported that John Scott is the only enforcer in history. Here he goes. John Scott's selection to the 2016 All-Star game is not without precedent. Having a guy known more for punching than puck handling play in the All-Star game, while rare, has happened on several occasions. There's the curious case of Chris Nyland, whose near appearance in 1991 All-Star game was until now the most controversial decision ever made. Chris Nyland, former Montreal Canadian, famous Montreal Canadian. Irish guy from Southie, knew Whitey Bulger. And speaking of Whitey Bulger, actually, I think he married his stepkid. Yeah, so it's Chris Nyland, and he talks about, meeting Whitey, and his Whitey saying, you better take care of this girl. Well, he had a gun strapped to him. Chris Nyland, famous Hab enforcer, famous New York Ranger, and then he finished up his career in Boston, where he's from.
Boston.
He finished up his career. I like Chris Nyland. He also went on to have a horrible drug problem. John Ferguson, whose main job was to protect Jean Bellevue, is generally regarded the NHL's first true enforcer. Ferguson played in the 1965 and 67 All-Star game, back when Stanley Cup. This would have been great. Back when the Stanley Cup winning teams here. So in other words, the Stanley Cup team won. The Stanley Cup winning team won and played the All-Star team, which is probably a lot cooler.
Okay.
Fast forward 22 years, famed enforcer Bob Provy, one of the greatest enforcers of all time, who could play a little. He wasn't just a total goon. He could play a little. I think he had 20 goals one year. Of the Detroit Red Wings, skated in the 1988 All-Star game.
Yeah.
Look at him with Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier. Look at that.
This is one of those buts, though.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, this year's different. It's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's true. But I think we got to point out. These guys have been here before. It's totally different. I'm just saying, I thought it was cute. It was interesting.
No, it is definitely cute.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like these guys. I'm sorry, I like these guys. I have no shame in it. I appreciate what they do, and they don't make that much money. I mean, they're doing it because they love it. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. Like, Frilly Puck sent me a tweet, and she said, I hate when these guys get hurt. I I see. I hate to see when these guys get hurt. I do too, especially with the Grattan punch yesterday. I would trade places for him in a minute if I could just skate in one minor league game and get in one fight. Would do it in a minute.
You don't want to score a goal. You want to get into a fight.
Well, if that's, I think, of course, I want to score a goal, but I mean, I'm just
saying,
that's what I do with my
went right to the
fantasies.
fight.
That's so funny you mention that. That's what I do with my fantasies. What I do is I lower the expectation so it seems more real. Like I never dreamed.
It's
This is
more
funny. I
likely
never
that you get
dreamed
into a
about the
fight.
hottest girl in school. I just wanted to bang her friend and figure it's close enough, you know?
Exactly. By association, you're in.
Yeah. Fucking horrible.
You know what? You know what it is? It's reasonable because the likelihood of you scoring a goal, even if you got to that level, let's just say that somehow you just lucked your way into it, like it's a weird set of circumstances. It's unlikely. But the likelihood of you pissing somebody off enough on the ice to punch you in the face, pretty fucking likely.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Perfect. NHL, this is just in. NHL names celebrity coaches for the Sacred Hollowed All-Star Game. That's coming from Craig Wyshynski. What? Oh, now he's going to bash the All-Star Game? Is that his new thing?
Oh, good.
The NHL fans, country music stars. Oh, boy, this is going to be tough. I don't know these names. You're not even in country. See, you're in the Midwest. You don't even like country. Dirkus Bentley, Vince Gill, Charles Kelly, and Chris Young. It's all going to be like country guys, you know.
I don't know who any of those are.
Well, hell do I know.
Not one.
Celebrity
I like
coaches.
a little bit of country, but that was
Well,
too
I mean,
country.
look, we got to do the country music here. We're in Nashville. Nashville's also famous for having some of the best recording equipment on the planet Earth.
True.
You know, so I think we're getting to the end of the show.
I do add a couple of quick things.
Oh yeah, hit me, because I want to stay on the air today for some reason. Isn't that
I
funny?
love Blackhawks news, man. I got a few Blackhawks items up for discussion. The Blackhawks made a trade which could have some upside to it. Basically, for $50,000 extra from what they were getting to pay for Ryan Garbutt, who was the last guy that they got in the Patrick Sharp deal to Dallas earlier in the year, they got Jerry Sakak. I probably just butchered his name.
Sakak, I think that's the way you say it.
They
got to get a regard button, which makes the it looks like Chicago won the trade because they make him a little younger.
Yes.
But then I was thinking,
but he's a one and done. He's a free agent next year.
He's a free agent next year, but he's a bit of a role player though. He didn't exactly play. He's one of those guys that digs the pucks out of the corners. Maybe the Ducks need somebody like that. Maybe they have too many names on that team. Maybe that's the problem.
Garbutt's done nothing this year, so it's not like it's not like.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's his job. His job is to go dig it out. I think he's like a third, fourth liner. You need guys like that. You need guys like that. You can't have. I got to be honest. I really wonder if, and this is the analytics. If you had 4 lines of Taves and Kane, I don't know if that would work.
No,
because who's going to go up against the other big line?
No, you need your scrappers. But this is not a small kid. This kid's 6'1". Yeah, he's only $185. But I mean, I'm going to trust Quenneville at this point. Basically anything.
Quenneville, try your whole general manager staff. They've been doing a great fucking job.
Absolutely, that's a very good point. The other news is I love accountability. You know me, I love accountability. And even in the Blackhawks that are in the midst of a historic run, 12 games in a row, it just doesn't happen in the NHL all that often. And it's the longest streak in Chicago Blackhawks history.
That surprises me.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
fucking nuts.
They go on a 10,
all the Stanley Cups. But here's the great thing. Even in the midst of all of that, if you fuck up, you're going to sit. Richard Panik, he is sitting. He's scratched for tonight's Stanley Cup Finals rematch against Tampa Bay because he overslept and missed part of today's morning skate.
Yeah.
Sit, monkey. You didn't fucking do what Quenneville wanted. You showed up late. I love that accountability, and I'll bet you if it was Taves or anyone else, they'd be sitting just the same because that's the type of team this is. I like that.
Is it Pandaren or is it Pantarin or?
This is Panik, Richard Panik.
Yeah. So what are the odds of them letting him go out and drink before they were supposed to get a plane?
Probably 0.
That's something.
Probably 0.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Especially when it's Keener, who's a fucking party
and you
animal.
sit, but you can go out before a plane leaves, get drunk,
right?
Or you can stay away from the rest of the team, or half the team can go, and I'll see you in Chicago. Okay, boys, have a good time. I'll see you in Chicago on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What? How many days is that? So the game was on Saturday. I still have the damn thing up. So the game was on Saturday. Next game was on Wednesday. Yeah, see you Wednesday. I was right.
There's a long that's a long layoff. Now look, is it possible, just for the sake of argument?
Yeah.
Kane goes to Quenneville and says, Hey, I need to go party. You know, I'm a party guy. I want to go out. I want to go drink. I want to go have fun. It's LA, the bars, the women, blah, blah, blah. Quenville goes, okay, but you got to take these guys with you. And maybe that's why some of his teammates were with him.
Sure.
That's not beyond fucking possibility.
Well, first of all, we didn't prove without a shadow of a doubt that Patrick Kane didn't do this.
No.
No. We are putting suspicious on it. Doesn't really add up.
No.
Doesn't really add up. We
But
find look.
in
look,
that instance,
I got
could see
news for you,
something like that
and I won't make
happening
any
where-
apology. I won't make any apologies about it. I tell you, everybody right now. We find out he's got a hotel, and they find it's there, and then because then I'm going to be calling for police investigation. If they find out he had a hotel that night, unless the team flew back,
There'll be no police investigation.
You don't think
Zero.
so?
Because she's not good. Because there's nothing that can be proven or disproven here.
yeah.
He's according to this story, and sorry about to get graphic,
Yeah.
he stuck his fingers inside of her.
Yeah.
And according to her, he scratched her. So if she was going,
That could be. I'm in Los Angeles. That could be forced. That I think that might be. That's 10 years in prison, Dave.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, you
something.
won't be able to prove
with
it. Yeah.
her getting scratched, that's something she could have took right to the police immediately and got his ass hemmed up. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
but
'cause he had DNA.
she
There
did,
you go.
and now there's no way of proving whether it happened or not. So now it's just agenda bait, and that's all it is. It's all it will ever be. Either I don't think there's any investigation that could possibly be opened.
Yeah.
What are they going to prove?
Ladies, you know, is it really ridiculous for me to think that when something like this happens, look, I understand why people don't call the cops, embarrassment, humiliation, all that other stuff. But don't you have a certain responsibility to
Right?
fucking look out for other people?
Her friend was with her. She had a friend with her, and they went out because they knew. Of course, she's saying
They didn't know.
they didn't. Well, no, they knew the players were going to be there, but that's not the reason why they went.
Oh,
She-
okay. Yeah, sure.
In the story, she makes it very clear she went because the lounge outside is heated, which I found a very weird thing to put in there, but that's fine. That's just me being skeptical.
Carl,
But
give-
still,
oh, sorry.
she's with her friend going out to a place like that and then getting assaulted in a woman's bathroom. You're with your friend. It could have happened to your friend the next night because you don't open your mouth. If it's that Saturday and he's there till Wednesday, that means you know that a fucking rapist, an animal who would fucking rape you in a public bathroom is in LA and you did nothing. You're fucking scummy either way
Yeah.
because you might have got someone else fucking raped
Yeah.
because you kept your mouth
You
shut.
get your mouth shut.
Congratulations.
Like, why? Like, look, I don't want to pass judgment. Like, all right, like, I don't want to pass judgment like that.
Oh, I will.
You know, like,
I don't care.
I
Tired
mean,
of
look,
this.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You do have a responsibility. If you don't do it, I get it, but you still have a moral responsibility. I think you don't get hero.
I have a hard time
You
getting
don't
it.
get hero points with me if you don't say anybody. Because if somebody else gets raped because you didn't open your mouth, while you're not direct, you are indirect.
You are direct. No, you are directly responsible. If someone else gets raped after you were viciously, this is not just a regular fucking misunderstanding in a hotel room.
Yeah.
He went into a woman's bathroom and viciously
Attacked
raped
her.
her. Viciously. This is not the same as like a regular
This is serious.
accidental raping
You're
at
right.
a
Like,
party.
if you read this thing, this is a serious sexual assault.
Yes,
It's really fun. Like, this guy needs to go to prison.
right. Like immediately. Do not
But, you
pass
know,
go.
for these
Do not
fucking feminine-
collect
yeah.
$200.
Mm.
Fuck.
Oh, Kenny
And
Morris.
so yes, she absolutely has a responsibility in this instance. Look, I think there's a whole bunch of different instances, a whole bunch of different situations where maybe you could think about it later, maybe it didn't go the way you did, so there's really no reason to report it.
Yeah.
But in this situation, the way that she wrote this, not going to police is negligent. It's negligent and it's dangerous.
But I
to
don't know about that,
people
Dave, because
around you.
we don't know what it's like to feel that way. And you know what? Your
I
fucking
get
mind's
that.
Your mind's
I
spinning.
get that.
Look. The way I'm looking at it is this. You got to go to the cops, right?
Gotta
All
go
right.
to the cops.
If you don't, I'm not going to hold you accountable. I don't know what it's like to be in that position. All right. But that being said, you don't get any hero points. You don't get
No.
any hero points.
Not
I'm not
year and a half
I'm
later.
not
you
going
were
to
an
hold you.
anonymous post.
I'm not going to hold you accountable, but you don't get any hero points. That's
No,
that's
you-
just
no,
the bottom
here's what
line.
you don't get to do. You not only do you not get hero points, you don't get to anonymously release a goddamn report.
Oh,
a
that's
year and a
this.
half
Oh, this
later when it
this
serves an
person, yeah.
agenda.
This person, yeah, I'm just talking. I guess I was looking at it as
I'm not talking in general.
No,
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about
about this
this
person.
instance.
No, you're right. This person did this to you. You kept this quiet. You leaked this on Twitter anonymously. You started this. It's starting to look like if he was on the damn plane, this is going to be over and done within 24 hours. I hope that Paul Bagheera or whatever his name goes after the person. That's absolutely it. Jack Malay says Pierce should start his own show. Probably should. Should do one in Finnish and one in English.
Have fun.
You know, he's probably not.
Have a ball,
Pierce,
man.
You know, Pierce probably going to take over
for
YouTube.
everybody.
He's going to take over YouTube. You'd be like that other Scandinavian. Well, they said Finns aren't Scandinavians, right? Is that I was corrected recently? That other Scandinavian, PewDiePie, he's killing it on YouTube.
Yeah, but he's really attractive.
He's really good looking. Well, you know, that's what I'm saying. Pierre's like a good looking
Is he? I don't know. I haven't seen him.
He's super blonde.
I'll judge him. Send me a picture. Send me a selfie.
He's super blonde and white.
I'll let him know if he's doable.
He's whiter than you and me.
That's pretty white.
That's
Consider
pretty
I'm
white.
pasty.
Yeah. I'm so white, my ass glow's red.
That's nice.
Yes, it does. Last night in the National Hockey League. What? I didn't paste them? Guess not. Last night in the National Hockey League, I didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
You
You got nothing?
All you need is a mic. I got a dirty treat for you, Pure. If you ever had get a USB mic, and if you had a Rock Band or Guitar Hero, you already have a mic. And
you do. You're good.
I'm gonna tell you a dirty secret. That's what I'm using. And I sound pretty fucking good. Don't tell anybody, all right?
Yeah,
That's all you
I
need.
paid 150 euros for this fucking thing.
Yeah. Because well, you sound a little better than me, though.
I don't know.
On
I
your
don't know
own
about
end.
that.
On your own end. There's always like a...
Recently.
Yeah. Kenny Morrison. What's happening, brother? I'm going to play some of his bits this week. Jake Pintaro. Hope I got your name right. Pens Vlog. Emily Fontaine. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We almost gave you... Yeah, it's a lot. And I want to congratulate... We had a hell of a week on In the Crease, huh?
Yeah.
We kicked it off with Malay. We had a good show with you. I had a solo show. And we wrap it up with you. The John Scott thing. This has been like maybe one of the best weeks in the Crease history.
Pretty good week.
Pretty damn good week.
I think so.
This news we got isn't good, but who cares?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
We need hits.
We need hits, people.
That's what we need, hits. We need people to like us.
Exactly.
So they can tune in and every week they hear, "Get out of my crease!" Whatever Mate says, Dave sounds better when he remembers to unmute himself. One last goodbye, Dave. Bye.